Masha's Christmas journey, the airplane window frosted over as Masha pressed her nose against it, watching the snow-covered landscape far below. At 12 years old, this was her first time flying alone, and her heart fluttered with both excitement and nervousness. She was on her way to spend Christmas with Babushka in Vienna, where her grandmother had moved last spring. "Would you like some hot chocolate, young lady?" the flight attendant asked with a kind smile. Masha nodded eagerly, clutching the small Matryoshka doll her mother had given her for good luck. The familiar weight of the wooden doll in her pocket made her feel a little less alone. The journey had started early that morning in Moscow, with her parents hugging her tightly at the security gate. "Remember, Mashinka," her mother had said, using her favorite pet name. "Babushka will be waiting right at the arrival gate, and you have your phone if you need us." Now sipping her hot chocolate, Masha thought about how different this Christmas would be. Familiar decorations in their Moscow apartment, no traditional family gathering with her cousins, no midnight mass at their local church. But Babushka had promised something special, a true Viennese Christmas. When the plane landed in Vienna, Masha's legs felt wobbly as she followed the other passengers. Her small backpack, decorated with colorful pins, bounced against her shoulder. The airport seemed enormous, with signs in German that she could barely understand. But then, through the crowd, she spotted a familiar figure, Babushka, wearing her signature red wool coat and waving enthusiastically. "My little Zайчик!" Babushka exclaimed, wrapping Masha in a warm embrace that smelled of cinnamon and vanilla. "Welcome to Vienna!" The drive to Babushka's apartment was like entering a fairy tale. The streets were lined with twinkling lights, and the historic buildings wore blankets of snow. Market stalls filled the squares, their wooden roofs dusted with white powder. "Tomorrow," Babushka announced, "we'll visit the Christkindlmarkt. But first, we must make your room ready." Masha's eyes widened as she entered her grandmother's new home. Babushka had transformed the guest room into a Christmas wonderland. Paper snowflakes dangled from the ceiling, and a small Christmas tree stood in the corner, decorated with Austrian and Russian ornaments living in harmony on its branches. "I thought we could blend our traditions," Babushka explained, pulling out a box of familiar decorations from Moscow. "See, I brought your favorite star for the treetop." Over the next few days, Masha discovered a different kind of Christmas magic. She learned to make vanilla kipfel cookies, crescent-shaped and dusted with vanilla sugar, alongside Babushka's traditional Russian pryaniki. They visited the magnificent Schönbrunn Palace Christmas market, where Masha found herself enchanted by the handcrafted ornaments and the sound of carol singers. On Christmas Eve, they attended a concert at St. Stephen's Cathedral. As the choir's voices soared through the ancient church, Masha felt tears in her eyes. It wasn't the same as her church in Moscow, but the music spoke the same language of joy and peace. Back at home, Babushka surprised her with a new tradition. "In Austria," she explained, "we open presents on Christmas Eve." Together, they sat by the tree, drinking hot chocolate with whipped cream, the Viennese way, Babushka insisted, and exchanging gifts. Masha's present to her grandmother was a photo album she had carefully put together, filled with pictures from their life in Moscow. Babushka's eyes glistened as she turned the pages. "And this," Babushka said, handing Masha a small package, "is something special." Inside was a snow globe of Vienna, but unlike any Masha had seen before. When she shook it, the snow swirled around a tiny scene of St. Stephen's Cathedral, and a hidden music box played Silent Night. "Look closer," Babushka whispered. There in the miniature market square was a tiny figure in a red coat, standing next to a smaller figure with a backpack. "It's us!" Masha exclaimed, hugging her grandmother tight. That night, as she lay in bed listening to the distant church bells, Masha realized something important. Christmas wasn't just about being in a particular place or following specific traditions. It was about love spanning any distance, about family finding new ways to be together, about home being wherever your heart felt full. She placed a snow globe on her bedside table and gave it one last shake. As the snow set important, Christmas wasn't just about being in a particular place or following specific traditions. It was about love spanning any distance, about family finding new ways to be together, about home being wherever your heart felt full. She placed the snow globe on her bedside table and gave it one last shake. As the snow settled and the melody played softly, Masha drifted off to sleep, dreaming of both her beloved Moscow and her new favorite city, knowing that she now had two special places